We're pleased to be joined tonight by a man who is going to be a warrior in the United States Senate. And more importantly, he's just going to be a winner. He's going to win this race. This is going to be, I think, an easy race. He's highly respected. Mike Rogers will vote to secure our borders, crack down on sanctuary cities, support our police, and stop the crime that is ravaging your communities and ravaging our countries. He'll vote to block the Biden tax hikes. He'll allow nothing to happen bad to our country. He's going to stop things from happening bad to our country. The Michigan auto industry will be demolished if you don't have guys like him, but you're going to have me. I'm going to save your industry, and we're going to make your industry much bigger, because we're going to put tariffs on cars that are coming into our country. I don't know if you know it. By the way, before I do with Mike, China is building some of the largest auto plants in the world along our border in Mexico, and they think they're going to take those cars and sell them into the United States and lose all your jobs in Michigan. And you ought to tell the head of the auto workers, as a union boss, he stinks, because what he's allowing to happen to you as union workers, and we're going to get 95% of the auto workers anyway, but we're going to put tariffs on those cars, and we're not going to let them sell those cars in the United States. We're not going to let it happen. Mike will be facing off against a far-left liberal lunatic named Slotkin. She's terrible. She's terrible. Not respected in Washington, laughed at, gives everything away to the opponent, very big for China. She fully supports banning gas-powered cars and trucks. She wants you by the way, especially you, somebody that's against gasoline-powered cars, you can't have them in this state. Because if you told me you want to have her, and if somebody wanted to fight me on gas-powered, then we can't make your auto industry great, because it's only going to be the hybrids and the gasoline-powered cars that are going to turn around your state. So you have no choice but to vote against her. Slotkin is also an open borders extremist who has repeatedly voted for mass amnesty. She is not, I don't think she's going to, I tell you, Mike, I think you're going to win this thing big. A vote for Slotkin is a vote to raise your taxes, kill Michigan manufacturing jobs, and flood your communities with illegal aliens and a lot of Chinese-built electric vehicles. I don't think we want them in Michigan. That's why you must vote for Mike Rogers, highly respected no matter where he goes. Mike, come on up, Mike. Come on up. Come up here. Hi, Mike. Mike.
Thank you, President. Thank you for this, by the way.
Say a couple of words.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. President, this crowd is fired up because they know when you get into the White House, these folks have your back, too. And they know, and they've been telling America, and they're going to go door to door for you, for me, for the Republican Party, and tell the rest of our state and our country that help is on the way. Yeah. And just one last thing, Mr. President, I had a slight little lead to show that you were a little bit popular in the Republican Party. Donald Trump endorsed me. 2 days later, I was 60 points ahead of our opponents. Wow. Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for what you're going to do. Thanks for having the courage to stand up when so many would not. Thank you, Mr. President.
We're with you all the way. Yes, sir. Win. He's going to win. It was an honor to endorse him, and I'll tell you, he's respected all over. He's respected by everybody. You have a rare choice there. Normally you come in, people haven't heard his. He's a man who was tested and highly respected in Washington, and that's what you need, especially with the car industry and all of the other things. I thought that was China. That was a loud plane. That was an old one. Those old ones are a little loud. We're also pleased to be joined by Michigan GOP Chair, Ambassador, and a very good friend of mine, Pete Hoekstra. He's fantastic. Pete. Hi, Pete. Thank you. How are we doing, Pete? Everything good? I hear very good numbers. Yeah, thanks. Pete is fantastic. Was a congressman, was an ambassador, and everything he did, he was really successful at. He was with me all the way. Michigan Senate Republican leader Eric Nesbitt. Thank you, Eric. Thank you very much. Great job. Doing a great job. Michigan House Republican leader Matt Hall. Thank you, Matt. Great job. And we have a lot of others. And we have a woman who I think is a fantastic woman. And she's become like a television star. She's on a lot. And she only says great things about me. So I like her. If she didn't say great things, I wouldn't. But I do. I like her a lot. Tudor Dixon. Tudor. Thank you. Great job you're doing, Tudor. On day one of my new administration, I will seal the border, stop the invasion, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home where they belong. Less than 4 years ago, we had the most secure, the best, the safest border by far in U.S. history. We ended catch and release. We built 571 miles of border wall. We were getting ready to add another 200 miles. We would have it done in approximately 3 weeks. The wall was all built, all ready to be put up. And then we had a rigged election, but it was all ready to be put up. But we built more than I said we were going to build, and we had another 200 miles coming. Would have been great, filled up some of the loops. And they decided they didn't want to put it up. That's when I realized they're open border fanatics. And that's the way it works out. And remember this, I said to Mexico, you got to give us 28,000 soldiers. They laughed at me. They said, what do we do that for? And I like the president of Mexico very much. He's a socialist, but that's okay. He's a nice guy. I said, you got to give me 28,000 soldiers to protect the border because you're killing our border. You're sending all these people in the caravans. And he said, I can't do that. I said, you're going to do that. You have to do that. Anyway, I said, I'm putting a 100% tariff on everything that you send into the country from now on. They said, we would be pleased to give you 28,000 soldiers. And they did. And we had the safest border in the history of our country, and now we have the worst border in the history of the world. There's never been a border like it. Crooked Joe Biden, in his horrible way, it's just he's made our country a dumping ground. In Venezuela, violent crime is down 67% because they took their criminals and their gang members and their drug dealers and they moved them into the United States of America, and their crime is now down 67%. That's a beauty. And right here in Michigan, your state is being torn up to pieces with migrant crime. It's a new term, migrant crime. 3 months ago, an illegal alien criminal was sentenced in Kent County for executing a 22-year-old Grand Rapids woman while she was in the car with her 1-year-old baby, shooting her at least 5 times, 4 times in the head with a rifle at point-blank range while the killer he was wanted all over the world. He couldn't get in during the Trump administration, but like everybody else, he just walked in during the Biden administration. Killed this woman viciously and violently. In Oakland County, organized squads of illegal alien gang members, and they are taking over. The only thing good about them is they make our criminals look like nice people, okay? These are rough people. They're hiding in the bushes, breaking into rural and suburban homes after dark, looting them for jewelry, purses, electronics, watches, cash. You know better than I do. That's in Oakland, but it's all over your state. It's all over almost every state. And last week in St. Joseph's County, an illegal alien was charged with breaking into a Michigan home and sexually assaulting 2 young girls while threatening to kill them if they screamed or tried to escape. When I return to the White House, we will stop the plunder, rape, slaughter, and destruction of the American suburbs, cities, and towns. We're going to stop it cold. We will immediately end all sanctuary and deadly sanctuary cities. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement. and we will impose a naval blockade on the cartels because when we clean up the land, they come in by sea, and they have plenty of money to do it. We will put the cartels out of business. They will be out of business, and quickly. And on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history.